You know, at this point, me making a new layout is kind of a meme. And that's completely my fault, because I've made so many at this point. And often people like to ask me why exactly that is, and it kinda stinks because there's no direct answer really for that question. Sometimes I'm building them for another person, sometimes they get destroyed when I say move. Rest in peace, Tim Michets. Or other times I just may get a new idea, want to try something in a different way. Maybe don't have enough space to make what I want to make, so I have to make multiple of them at once. You get the picture, it's kind of something that changes a lot with time. And as fun as that may sound, it's not really the most cost-effective thing, and it's often a bit of a headache, which recently has really been helped by InScale. It's overall kind of a new scale to me. It's something I've definitely used before, but never this extensively, if that makes any sense. It being that it's a smaller scale, you can do way more with a smaller space, which is kinda what we're gonna talk about today. As you probably guessed and have seen in my new videos, there is a new layout, but with any luck, this will be the one that lasts, because it's being built to be kinda sturdy, it fits a lot in a small space, and I'm kinda working with quite a bit of inspiration, so it's something that's gonna take probably quite a while to finish, but that's okay. With all of that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a trip to Ffarquhar. When it comes to the track work for Ffarquhar, it's kind of a layout you guys have seen before, if you recall the ALC Kato video. It was kind of a smaller shunting layout, and that idea was taken and expanded upon for the final Ffarquhar layout. The overall length of the layout was extended, and I kind of moved the yard and added a bit of a siding, as you can see there on the front. Now, when it comes to detailing and overall making Ffarquhar, it's largely the same process you guys have seen before. I take a duct tape or a painter's tape, a lot of crumpled up paper and newspapers, and kind of just start making an overall shape of what I want the mountains or hills to be. I do the same with tunnels, basic groundwork, anything that later will be plastered, which is the process that comes next. Lots and lots of plaster cloth going over what I just did, like the foam and the newspaper, all of that stuff. Now, the next part is kind of a favorite, where I take the board outside and get to paint it, and that's what you're kind of seeing here, the result of that. For this layout, I used a lot of different colors, like variations of gray, brown, just different things I could use to make this layout pop. And then comes the next bit, static grass. Now, I can't lie, there was a time I absolutely hated landscaping, but that's kind of in the past now. The first step was a very small 2mm grass that was then expanded upon, different greens and shades added into the grass. Then came the ballast work and the trees and smaller details. And yeah, this is still a process that's going on, as you can see here. Yeah, literally before recording this video, I was gluing down more ballast. This is something that's going to take quite a bit of time. And sadly, at this point, some of the basic stuff isn't even done, as you can see here in the right corner. Which it's not like you're ever going to see that anyway, but I still need to finish it for my sake because it bothers me that it's not done. If you get what I'm saying. But yeah, without going into too crazy much detail, that's how we've built Ffarquhar so far. There's kind of something in these pictures you may have noticed though. Like, yeah, you can call this Ffarquhar, but if it doesn't have Ffarquhar Station or the yards, or is it really Ffarquhar? Well, it just so happens I'm kind of in luck because Tomix has made Ffarquhar Station and different buildings in InScale. And luckily there was one on eBay that wasn't too expensive that arrived, and this station is so disappointing. This doesn't even look like any rendition of Ffarquhar Station we have ever seen, and it doesn't fit on this layout, as you can see here. So how exactly did I fix that? Well, the first thing was to tape off every window and little poster board, everything green that I wanted to remain green, and this process absolutely stunk. I think it took the better part of an entire night, but it paid off in the end. Since following this, the entire thing was primed gray, and then painted completely black, then being very lightly sprayed with a tan, and that was to kind of bring out the shadows, add a little bit of weathering. And truth be told, I really think it paid off, but that still leaves the platform and a very strange red roof, and these were both fixed very easily. I gave the tan about a day and a half to dry, masked the entire thing off, and then just kind of did the same process, but this time with a light gray. Or not like dark gray. This is a very dark gray, as you can see here, which is not helped by the black primer. But I can't lie, I kind of like the darker color contrast on the lighter ballast, so it's not too much of a bother in my eyes. And yeah, that pretty much brings us to where we are now. That's how I fixed Ffarquhar Station, sadly the only building on the Ffarquhar layout, but again, we're looking to fix that. Like, trust me, I've had plans for this layout drawn up for way too long. We're adding Kindly's cottage, anything we can, we're putting it on this InScale layout. Okay, maybe not any. I don't want to overcrowd it. I might even throw on the magic buffers because someone on Twitter said I should, and those aren't on Ffarquhar, but you know what? I've been thinking about it, and I totally could, so maybe I will. In other words, I'll see you guys in a part 2. And ladies and gentlemen, this has been, so far, how I've made Ffarquhar.
Either subscribe, donate, or get the fuck out.